Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy, and I'm so glad to have you today. I hope you're doing well. Today, we're doing a pick a card all about why your child chose your family to incarnate into. So, this should be a really insightful reading, and I'm so excited to get into this one. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it seemed like the right opportunity, the right time, so here we are. Now, if this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a member of my tribe. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what is up? How are you? It's always good to connect with your energy, and I truly appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so the first group is going to be the Minnie Mouse ears. This is from a Halloween costume many years ago. And the second group is going to be the Annubis stuffed little stuffy here. And the third group is going to be this Pokemon ball. All right, so those are your three groups to choose from. I will insert a little video with some backing music so you can kind of take a moment and see which group you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one, there's probably more than one message here for you. And with that said, I'll see you beautiful magical creatures on the other side. Bye, guys.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient, and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I started to do. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass half wish. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone, just wanna break, no. I'm not gonna give in, take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to do. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop.
Hey, Group 1, all of you that were drawn to these really cute Minnie Mouse ears, this is going to be your reading about why your child chose your family. So yeah, let's get into it. Aren't these adorable? I can just see a bright and smiling face of a child. It feels like a feminine energy, but the vessel doesn't necessarily need to be feminine. This isn't about gender. This is about energy. Okay. I feel a lot of happy times, a lot of giggling, a lot of dancing, a lot of joy. All right. So I'm going to put this right here so you guys can still see it. Let me pull some cards. We're going to find out about the soul of this beautiful child and why they chose to be here within your family in this lifetime. All right. Tell me about Group 1. I just feel so much joy with Group 1, just profound levels of joy. All right, tell me about this beautiful soul. Okay, we have wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Oh, that breaks my heart. It really does. Let's keep going here. This soul has been through a lot. We have give with gratitude. Okay, turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. This is a very charitable soul. They understand pain and trauma. This may be a child who has experienced that, or that is part of their pathway, or this is something from a past life they're coming forward to heal from. All right. They've learned a lot. They're still continuing to learn. I feel like they were born with an open heart chakra, very giving, very loving. This is a deep soul. They love from their soul. Okay. All right. Let's get some more energy here. Love is all around. Yes. This child may be special in some way. They may be a highly sensitive. There may be some autism here that makes them really, their emotions are very deep, and they may get overly stimulated by too much attention or noise or light, that kind of thing. Just take what resonates here and leave the rest behind. All right. I want to pull some love. I call these love oracles for this child here, this beautiful soul here. Really intense past life here. Really intense. I'm seeing a soul that was kept, I think they passed on in a dungeon system. Okay, I think they were from a lower class, and they rebelled against the tyranny that was in, I want to say, kingdom at the time. I'm seeing like medieval times, dark ages. All right. This is a soul that wasn't afraid to speak truth. And when they did, this is okay. This is getting a little dark, but I'm going to tell you, for some of you, this soul was attacked by someone in a royal house or a powerful government house. There was power here. They came forward at a time where you didn't do that. And one of the things that happened to the soul was their home was burned to the ground, okay, by soldiers. And them and their family were taken into a dungeon system. Now, when this happened, wow, they were extremely young. Okay, they were extremely young. And for some of them, it was a parent who spoke up. For others, this was like a teenage, feels like a feminine energy that spoke up. And they, whichever way you resonate, the whole family was put away. Okay, the whole family. There was, for some of you, there was a sibling here of this child who was also taken into the dungeon system, and it led to their demise. All right, we're not going to get into the brutality of this, because this soul understands oppression. And the one thing you need to know is, in this lifetime, they are not afraid to speak up against things they think are not fair. They may be born into or through the Libra astrology symbol. Okay, they may be a Libra sun, a Libra rising, or a Libra moon. Oh, that's not the right. That this came from another deck, but I'm going to go ahead and use it. So that's weird. Okay, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay, so they were born with a calling. Okay, and many of them, it has to do with speaking up. It has to do with fighting for what's true and what's fair. They may be drawn to go into law or social work or being a police person, or in some way they are involved in fighting for the justice of the vulnerable. Okay. I feel like this is part of their calling. This is part of why they've had, and I feel like this soul has had many troubling past lives where they dealt with all kinds of different social constructs, oppression, and whatnot. They may be an Aquarius or have Aquarius as sun, moon, or rising, or northern node. Okay. Let's go ahead and get another card here. We have worthiness. Okay. So they may struggle with issues of worthiness. And I feel like they were born, or not born. I don't want to say born, because not all souls are born into a family. Some choose the family. Sometimes we have adoption and things like that. Sometimes the parents choose. However this resonates, okay? But I feel like they came into your family because they're learning their worth. And as parents, that's part of what you have agreed to teach them, that they have worth. And people don't have worth just because of money or position. They have worth because they're human beings born into this very complicated dimension. And I see there's a healing here for this child, a healing of self, of sense of self. You know, sometimes we're born and we're just different from our peers. And sometimes our peers don't know how to receive us. And many times that leads to children being cruel to one another because we program our children to be part of a herd. And this child is not part of a herd. Okay, they have a rebelliousness to them that they've learned to utilize in powerful ways in past lives. And I feel like the key to them really being able to use that voice is confidence. And that's what they've come into your family to get, to claim, to be taught. And I feel like this is also what they teach others throughout their life. They help people know their worth. And with that, they also help people find their joy. You know, when you know that you're worth something, when you understand that we all have intrinsic value because we're born, we're created, we incarnate into this world, and you start to look at each human as a valuable being, your consciousness shifts. And sometimes it's much easier to enjoy the moments of your life because you feel worthy of those joyful moments. All right. I do think this child brings great joy. It's almost like it's in their aura. I'm seeing like a golden aura around this child. It's like the universe gave them the ability to make people happy because of all they've been through, because they have felt so much sorrow in a past life. And, you know, this child may have obstacles to overcome. And that is where the strength of confidence and self-worth will kick in. And they'll know, even though my vessel may have issues, my brain may have issues or whatnot, I know I am worthy because I am human. And because of that, I can speak for those who may not be able to speak for themselves. This is like a heroic soul. This is someone who has the ability to change, make changes in the human collective. I'm going to pull from, this one stayed on the table, so I'm going to take it when I move the cards. Yin and yang. Okay, so balance. This soul is a balance of feminine and masculine energies. It's like they were born with this. And there are several, this new generation tends to have this energy, but there are also pockets of this being born into the world throughout time, all right? But it really kicked off into like the 70s. We had more of these balanced souls, or the ability to gain this balance. I feel heavy Libra, Aquarian energy here, and a Gemini as well. All right. Also sensing Aries, so just take what resonates, all right? Tell me more about why this child chose this family. Tell me more about group one, about this beautiful soul. I feel like they came in to ease suffering. And I feel like there's an energy about this child that comes from family members or a maternal family member about comfort and nurturing, strong Cancer energy. I feel like the mother energy is very strong here, very nurturing, very kind, very compassionate. And because of that, the soul is able to blossom into a beautiful voice for a generation. I feel like this child has the potential to do many great things. And it's because of the compassion and kindness that is received by them from their family. The mother energy is very important here. If this child is adopted, that might be one of the obstacles that you have to overcome, is the longing to know. And I feel like with this particular child, when you're able, if it's healthy, please use your best judgment, and they are adopted, talk to them about it, okay? Because I feel like being open and truthful with this child is going to be very important, okay? And somehow truth is connected to their self-worth, their value, all right? We have the Messiah. Oops, I almost threw it across the table. We have the Messiah card here, all right? So this is big energy coming forward. Light attributes, serving humanity with humility, okay? And this soul feels very down to earth. It feels like a grounded air energy. So they could also be a Taurus or have this in their natal chart. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. I'm feeling a lot of Taurus though with the grounding energy. And I feel like they have insight into how people work. They just kind of know. They have a really good feel for people. I think they can sense danger almost as a sixth sense, which will help them maneuver through the world as they answer the call. This child will probably from a very young age always feel like there's a calling on their life, even though they may not understand it, okay? And they may have big dreams. And it's really important to encourage this child. Okay, because what they do has the potential to affect a lot of people in really positive and profound ways. All right, let's get some tarot here, group one, and find out more about why your child chose your family. I think there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of connection. Even if I'm not saying your family is perfect. What I'm saying here is the love is real. The love is real here. And they came in for that. They wanted to connect with other soulmates who could truly love them and see them for who they are and help them develop this strong self-confidence in their abilities. And that's kind of like what you signed up to do, is to support and help this child see their calling through. All right. You may have felt called to have this child, okay, or adopt this child. It may have felt like a soul calling you to this particular soul, right? Okay, we have the Two of Wands. We have Judgment. We have the Knight of Wands. I feel like you got yourself a little Leo here, maybe, or a Leo activity. Like, they're funny. A lot of people will find them entertaining. They may be the life of the party. I feel like there's charisma here. There's talent. There's definitely ability. And they can go really far with this, but they're going to have to be encouraged, okay? Because they're not just going to be like, oh, I'm so great, I'm so wonderful. No, because I feel like there will be resistance from others who will tell them they're not so great, who will tell them, oh, you're not that talented, you should do this instead. Always, it's almost like they have to overcome this obstacle of people continually telling them that they should look elsewhere for their calling, or they should do this instead of that, okay? Understand that when this child speaks of something they want to do or are interested in, it is a pathway to them expressing their soul calling. Their throat chakra, their expression in the world is important. I highly encourage like artistic activities, get into color, do some clay, listen to music, spark the creative force within this child, okay? Because they were born to create something for the world. They were born to help others, and they were born to bring joy to a time in the world where there's a lot of, there's a lot of heavy energy being revealed right now. Okay. And these particular souls that come in to lift the mental space, the emotional space of the collective. All right. And I think they're going to have really great ideas. I think they're just going to be like this King of Wands energy. It's a Knight of Wands. Sorry, Knight of Wands. It's just a fast moving, charismatic, joyful energy. Okay, and I do feel like they have a angelic spirit around them. For some people, they may call this like a guardian angel or something like that. But they were born with a particular kind of spirit around them to help protect them. For some of you, this is a grandmother or great grandmother or great great grandmother, or go on down the line. For some of you, this is like a past life connection. I'm hearing like Mother Mary as well. There may be some kind of connection there to Mother Mary. Let's get some more tarot here. We have the Knave of Wands, lots of wands. They could be fire signs. So we have signs all over the place here. Definitely in their calling, there's fire. Okay. I feel like this child is meant to be seen. I feel like this child is going to grow into someone who people can't help but notice. There is just a golden energy around them, and they've come in to bring so much joy to the world. And they've come into this family because they know this family will love and support them and will help them heal up I'm seeing like a Swiss cheesing of self-confidence. And if you've had a lot of past lives that have been difficult, you can come in with that. If you've had trauma, you can come in with that. If you've had trauma, could be divorce, it could be, trauma is different for different people. But there's definitely some energies within that require comfort, healing, and support. This child may require more support than others because their calling is so big, all right? And they feel it. They may dream about it. They may talk to you about it. And my best advice that I'm getting from Spirit is to encourage them to be creative, encourage them to speak their mind, encourage them in the activities they want to pursue, because this truly is their pathway to them expressing their calling in life, all right? Okay, group one, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that selected this little Annubis stuffy, this is going to be your reading all about why your child chose your family. I'm going to put Annubis right there. And keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm getting the word starseed for this child, okay? I believe this child hasn't incarnated on this planet very often. For some of you, this is the first incarnation. So they may be a little different from their siblings or their classmates or the herd. They may resist, learn different, like what I'm getting is in school, they may resist the way things are taught. They may ask a lot of questions. I feel like this soul learns by going towards what they're curious about. And anyone who stifles their curiosity is seen kind of like as an obstacle. Okay. This soul, it seems to be struggling with understanding why humans are the way they are. And I feel like they've come into your family. I feel intelligence here. I feel like the family overall is a pretty intelligent family and can help this child, I'm hearing star child, learn about the world through experience. And I feel like there's a lot of knowledge to share with this child. Okay, we have gracious receptivity. I feel like they are just a sponge for knowledge. I feel like this is an extremely smart child, and they may grow up to be interested in like computers or technology. They are part of a star seed collective that came in to advance our technology in a compassionate way. I feel like they are going to be the ones that help establish an understanding of artificial intelligence. This is not going to resonate for all of you guys, okay? But I do feel there is gifts in technical things like technical drawing, um, machinery. I'm seeing technical art. I'm seeing technology of some kind. So let's keep going here and find out more. I'm being drawn to pull more from the Beyond Lemuria deck. Why did this smart child, highly intelligent, intuitive, this is intuitive intelligence. Okay, it's like a whole other level of intelligence. And it's almost like they gain their intelligence by their intuition. Okay, by going towards the things, the people, the ideas that set them on fire. They're born, the starseed energy is born feeling other. They feel other. They acknowledge they're other, and they don't understand humanity, and they're not sure. They know they're different, but part of their life will be spent understanding the difference here. Okay? And they've been born into your family because they know that you will help them, because this is an intelligent family. I think you guys will encourage their intelligence. You will encourage their intelligent endeavors. Okay, we have the portal keeper. Boom. All right, and we have awakened awareness. Yeah, they will have another kind of awareness. They'll be born with it. This is an active intuition, active consciousness. Okay, I'm seeing the eyes of a small child, and their eyes speak of intelligence. Their eyes speak of a knowledge beyond what we see. They were born knowing that the world is an illusion in some kind of way, like what they see isn't what is. And that may inspire a little bit of confusion for them. They may ask a ton of questions. It might be a little frustrating. I recommend that if this is a child who asks a ton of questions, instead of, you making dinner and them asking you a question, take a moment and say, you know what? We're going to take some time later and we're going to find the answer to your question. And it's almost like you can help guide them through their curiosity, help them learn how to advance their curiosity, how to research things, how to learn about things. People think, oh, you go to school, you just go to school to learn. Life is a school. We're learning every day, and this child is aware of that, and they want to know, they want to understand. This is the kind of energy of a soul that will ask you, why is the sky blue? Why does BEE and BE, why are they spelled differently but sound the same? There may be some issues with, like, I don't want to say issues because the school system looks at these as issues, but in some ways these are the ability to see the things that humans use every day in a different way. So they may have learning issues, but I don't look at that as like an obstacle. It's like a gift. They have the ability to look at things that like numbers, letters, words, reading, things like that. They look at it in a unique way, and see things that we don't see. And sometimes they ask questions that you may not know the answer to. And hey, that's okay. That is okay. All right. Let's get some tarot here for you, group 2. Tell me more about this soul here, this child. Why were they born into this family? I think that you guys will help them connect their intellect and their spirit together as kind of a unity consciousness of expansion into this reality. And I feel like they just have incredible insight, for some of them into technology. For others, there's some other kind of field that they will excel in. All right. We have the magician. Yeah, they can manifest. All right. So, and manifestation with intelligence, it is going to create something that is extremely wonderful. Okay. And I feel like this child is just understands the wisdom of the universe at a different level. It's almost like their intuition is a key to that. They may be psychic. They may be, one of those kids that just knows things. They may talk about their past lives. Um, and I feel like as they grow into adulthood, um, the negativity that they speak many times may manifest, all right? Because as a teenager, they're just learning about themselves in a different way. Their vessel is changing. Sometimes there's anger and hostility that comes forward. And so it's good to teach them about the power of their words, about the power of our focus. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, but just to be aware, all right? Because they are aware. Okay, here's the kicker. They are aware that they are unaware of the connection. Okay, that's kind of the level I'm talking about. Like, all you have to do is put the pieces together, plug the computer in the wall. That's all you have to do, and then it really will come on, and they'll be able to kind of like maneuver through life. I feel like they long for close connections. I think that's one reason why they came in. They understand that intellect alone isn't enough. And I feel like this child comes into the world just in need of a lot of nurturing, in need of human touch. I feel like human touch is going to be very grounding and comforting. They may be a hugger. They may like to cuddle with the snuggly here. They may need like a lot of stuffed animals and things like that. And I feel like this is the kind of child who will go up to a stranger and hug them. So be aware that, you probably have already seen that if you resonate with this reading. But for some of you, this child may not be in your family yet. Okay, we have the hanged man. Okay, they will always be able to they will always be able to have a unique perspective on things. Their viewpoint is very different. Okay, for some of them, they may see colors when they learn numbers, when they learn words, they may hear frequency. It's almost like this child was, what I'm seeing is a small child, and within their heart chakra is this kind of, it's not an orb, it's like a vase. It's like a vase, a golden vase. And it's like this child has a knowing within them that is cracked open through rich experiences, especially their intellect, especially learning. And this individual way of seeing the world allows them to have unique perspectives on humanity. And because of that, their work is highly effective. Like, they're able to really help other people, help themselves, help their family. It can be different levels. I feel like this child, their uniqueness and their unique perspective is important. Okay. It really is the doorway to this higher expression of self. They just know they're different. They know they're different, and they will meet other star seeds along the way to help them. In fact, one of their parents or both their parents may be star seeds. If you resonate, Okay, we have the King of Pentacles here. Okay, so I'm feeling there is a lot of success ahead for this child. Okay. And I'm hearing a competitive field. So they will excel in some kind of competitive field because of this unique perspective on the world. And I feel like for some of you, this feels like they are, they're gifted with something about the environment. They may be environmentalists. Or something like that. I feel like they are coming to the world, some of them, with this kind of weight on their shoulders about needing to save the planet, needing to save people. This is someone who is a crusader for humanity and has a lot of different gifts that will be accessed along the way. They're born into this family because they know that you can give them the environment that they need to blossom into this magician, okay? This magical being. All right, let's keep going here. I'm going to get a couple more tarot cards for you guys. Tell me more about group 2, about this child. Why did they pick this family? I feel like it's a very healing connection with the family. There's a lot of protection here. We have the Page of Cups. Ah, you know what I'm hearing? Look, Mom. Look, Mom. They may be a water sign. They may be a Pisces. Scorpio, Cancer. I feel like with all this water here, there's emotional intelligence that is gained through experience in life. And and what I'm seeing here is like you know how some people think scientists are cold and unfeeling because everything's logical? I feel like this soul here is going to balance out their strong intellect with a soulful view of the world. It's like using technology, using intelligence in an empathetic and emotional healing way. Like this is like an evolution of human consciousness. And this is part of what this child has come in to do. And I feel like, I'm getting something very specific for you guys, but I feel like this child will be very anti-capitalism. Okay. They will be more about the whole than the individual. Okay. They will look, okay. What I'm seeing is like the human collective being looked out through the eyes of a star seed as a whole human, as one whole human. Okay, so a group that they view as like one thing and what's best for that one thing. I feel like some of them are gatekeepers or caretakers of Gaia, and they have incarnated. They are guardians. They are the sacred souls who have incarnated to help clean up the mess that we have made on this planet. And it can be emotional mess, it can be physical mess, it can be mental mess. The planet right now is healing, and that healing is going to take quite a while. Okay. This whole process we're going through right now with the unveiling of really dark, shadowy stuff that's been going on, that's only part of it. And then we have the healing process that goes on underneath it. And it's going to take a while to heal our planet and to heal as humanity as a whole. And I feel like that's what this soul has come in to do. And they know, it's almost like I see a small child talking to parents prior to incarnating and saying like, and talking about this lifetime, talking about what they're coming in to do, how important it is that their intellect is stimulated, that they're taught compassion from an early age. How important it is to reinforce kindness and compassion, because this soul here is coming in to help bring that energy through the human collective. Compassion, intelligent compassion, and kindness. All right, kind to ourselves, kind to the planet. That the pursuit of material things has got us to this place. And I'm not saying that it's bad to have material things. We all need material things. But to consume so thoughtlessly, and to not understand that we are creating more issues for the planet and for humanity by mindless consumption. And I feel like for some of you, this may be, for some of you, and this won't resonate for all of you, this is a child who will, through the course of their life, learn how to get rid of some of the pollution or some of the emotional trauma of the collective or whatever this is. It's almost like they are a great healer for the planet. Well, they are an ancient guardian, incarnated. And they may talk about the stars a lot. That's what I'm getting now. Like they may talk about universes and the stars. They may be hyper focused on like astronomy, cosmology, not cosmetology. Cosmetology is, hair and stuff, and that's a great thing to get into because you do heal people doing that kind of work. Cosmology is the study of the birth of the universe, and I feel like this child may be fascinated by black holes and things like that. And I feel like, as I do feel starseed energy here with the parents. For some of you, it may be grandparents. I feel like you guys know that they're here to do major work. It's almost like before you came in, y'all talked about this mission, the mission to help save the planet. And on another timeline, for some of you, the timeline you're on, the planet has been saved, okay? And this child is coming in to make sure that everything aligns up for that end result of a healed humanity and a healed planet. And I feel like you guys may have very strong views. Your family may have very strong views politically, or you may be progressive. Some of you guys may feel guided to like be activists and things like that, and understand that's part of this child's timeline, is for you guys to align with your highest calling as well, because you all have a similar calling. Now, I'm going to say it's important that you don't overly guide them into what your calling is, okay? But allow it to blossom, because I feel like it's parallel. There's a parallel here to parental calling and a child calling, okay? It will be similar yet different. All right. Okay, group two, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you, beautiful magical creatures, next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group three, all of you that selected this really cool Pokemon ball, this is going to be your reading revealing why your child chose your family. All right, so I didn't reveal this in the opening, but I'm going to open it up for you guys. It's a little dirty on the inside, so, you know, but we're going to be real here. If I can get it open. Okay, inside of it is this 23 karat gold Pokemon card. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so this is a really cool little toy collectible that I've kept for many years. So I'm going to put that right here so you can look at the Pokemon. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, I'm going to tell you straight off. I feel like this may be a child that's very shy, or they may be very guarded. Okay, but inside there is just, beyond the shyness, beyond the being guarded, almost being afraid of people because they're highly sensitive. This is an empathic child, is all these gifts within them. And it's locked behind this gateway of self where they have issues like trusting people. And this is energy that's trickled over from past lives. Okay. All right. So they also might be a Scorpio as well. Okay, so let's get a card here from the dark mirror. Tell me more about this child. Why did they incarnate into this family? I'm getting like to learn strength of self. We have obsession, to learn strength of self, to know who you are. Okay, to know who they are. And we have Scorpio. I said Scorpio. We have obsessive energy here. At times, they could be hyper-focused on things, especially when it comes to people. They may have issues being misunderstood or misunderstanding people's intentions. It's important to protect this child. So that's part of why they were born with this kind of like guarded state. Okay, because they really are vulnerable, because they really do have a lot of compassion and empathy for people. And at times that empathetic energy takes over and they have so much compassion that people can use them very easily. So I feel like almost this Scorpio energy around them, where you have to get past all these idiosyncrasies they may have or unique ways of being to get to the heart of them. Okay, because it's almost like their personality was set up to help guard them from people who can hurt them. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't get through that hard shell, that hard exterior, and they will get taken advantage of. Their good nature will be, it makes them vulnerable to some very disturbed people. So it's important that you protect them. I feel like that's why they were born into your family, because there's strength here. There's strength within the parental line, within the family line. People will protect this child. They will grow up with a sense of protection and safety. However, it's very important for that to be grounded, because when they go out into the world, it won't necessarily be like that. So they're here to learn how to protect self and feel safe in a healthy way that will still allow people in. I feel like they may grow up and not have a lot of close friends. They may be kind of a lone wolf because they just don't trust people. And I feel like they're born with that for a reason. But there's also an element within this child that makes them vulnerable. I think they're very sensitive. I think when they love very deeply. And I feel like when they're devoted to something, it's almost obsessive. and they will put themselves last and put everybody else above them. This is a very giving and charitable child, but I feel like they are vulnerable. This is a vulnerable child because they love so deeply. And what you see when you get past their outer shell, what you see is what you get. They don't fake who they are. They're very real. They're very sweet. They're very warm, and it just almost puts like a mark above their head that, hey, it's almost like they call to narcissists. They call to people who are, you know, chronic troublemakers. Okay, so that's too many cards here. You know what? I'm going to switch decks. That's what I'm feeling guided to do. So I'm going to switch it to the Animal Spirit Oracle here. Tell me more about this child. I feel like they also have this energy, it may be in their natal chart, that people get obsessed with them. Okay, they draw people to them. And I'm hearing like if this is a masculine energy, they may have, you know, as they grow up, they may have feminine energies kind of chase them a lot because there's something irresistible about their energy. That's that Scorpio energy. You may have problems with like their friends, like stabbing them in the back and things like that. And all of this is coming in to help them learn how to protect themselves and to not rely on you or your family to protect them. This is a child who seeks to learn how to have healthy relationships and let the right people in. And that's part of it, is learning how to let the right people in. And you guys can teach them that. All right. There may be at times a struggle for the parents and the child to understand each other because this child is so deep. You know, Scorpio soul here is what I'm feeling. This child is so deep. They could be a Pisces or a Cancer, but just feeling a lot of Scorpio. Okay, we have act as if. All right. I feel like it's almost like they draw fake people to them, and they have this like gift of being able to read fake people. All right. But it is a gift that is, it's perfected or mastered through experience. So unfortunately, these kind of people will be drawn to them. So it's important as parents to know that there are just some people who, you know, they have a unique pathway in life, and they have to learn how to use their abilities, and they can use their empathy to know who's wearing a mask and who isn't. All right. This will help them become less vulnerable to people. Time to let go. And I think the bond here between parents and child, for some of you, I'm getting this may be twins. Okay, so we may be picking up on two energies here, so just take what resonates. I'm feeling two energies that present as one. I don't want to get too deep into this, but for some of you guys, you may have lost a child. The spirit of that child is coming through with this child. Okay, so that could be twin energy as well. It could be, you know, two souls that are kind of sharing a vessel. I know that is an outside the box kind of thought, but I'm telling you, this is an outside the box kind of kid. Okay. And I feel like they may be proficient in multiple areas in art. Okay. They may be really good, like art history, or they may be an artist. They may be drawn to like ancient temples and ancient art, and encourage that. Okay. Because it will really help them connect with this deeper wisdom they have within them, this like golden orb of awareness and ancient knowledge within them, these gifts. I feel like this child is highly gifted artistically. I feel like their artistic gifts will be expressed, their empathy will be expressed through their artistic gifts. For some of you, you have a child who was a shaman in a past life, in a recent past life. So they have this spooky sixth sense about them. You may have paranormal activity that occurs, and this child doesn't seem to be afraid of it. It's almost like they understand it at a higher level. This child may be highly psychic or spirit medium. And I'm saying spirit medium because I'm feeling like for some of these children, they are being born with this other spirit, this other soul that is related to them. And it feels like it's a passed over child. May not be your passed over child, your angel baby. It could be an angel baby within the family. It also could be some of them may be coming in with a guardian spirit that is, and I felt this in another group, okay, grandfather. I felt grandmother in that one. I feel great grandfather on down the line. Also could be a Native American chief grandfather energy as well. Um, yeah, it's important though with this to give them space. This is a child who needs time to retreat. They may spend a lot of time in their room. They may spend a lot of time reading or coloring or doing art. And that is their way of recharging. Creative activities are a way to recharge them because they get positive energy from being creative. Okay, they get sustaining, grounding energy from being creative. So they are a highly creative and gifted soul. All right. And sometimes, you know, when you're in the grocery store and they're asking for a candy bar, you're not really thinking about that, right? Okay. Now, I'm just going to say this, and please don't allow the label to like distract you. But for some of you, this child was an ancient artistic master. Okay. And that's why they're drawn to ancient art in some way. And that's why encouraging that will help them bring through the gifts from that lifetime into now to be used to help them on their journey, to bring beauty, uniqueness into the world. For some of them, they may end up wanting to be a tattoo artist or a graffiti artist. For some of them, this is like high fine art. They may go to art school. But I'm just feeling like the power of their creation is unmatched when properly honed. So encourage them, okay? Encourage them. I didn't feel this artistic mastery with any other group, okay? And I always hesitate to say those things because as humans, it is human. You know, it's just human nature to latch on to labels. But, you know, you can't think of your kid as like Da Vinci in the grocery store when they're wanting to buy a big bag of candy bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it real, right? We all have been different things. We've all been wonderful things with huge labels and titles and all kinds of stuff. What's important about this child is that they're allowed to express, okay? And that thing that makes them vulnerable, that energy that makes them vulnerable is part of their gift. All right. We have mediator, light attributes, gifts for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. Yes. I feel like this person will be very fair. They're very fair. And I feel like that's why they were born into your family. Like, you guys are very fair. I don't believe there's any favorites here. I don't believe like more is given to one kid than the other or one person or the other. There's a real effort made to always be fair. And if you have one child who has more needs than the other, that can be difficult. And I feel like because they have this kind of dual energy coming in with them, they're able to, even as a child, be kind and compassionate and balanced. And I have felt that really with all these children today, is that they're very kind and compassionate souls. And if they can help someone, they will. And I feel like you guys will help them and encourage that. And it's like kindness is contagious. And I feel that. I feel like as they share kindness, compassion, as they share their gifts and abilities, I feel like I'm seeing like a child reach out to other children in a loving way. Okay. And it's almost like they can sense the hurt in other children and befriend them. Yeah, and because of that, it can make them vulnerable. They can be drawn to children who have seriously intense, traumatic things going on in their own home. And unfortunately, as a child, you know, we absorb that stuff sometimes when we observe it in someone's house and things like that. And so it's important to know who this child's friends are and where they're going. I'm not saying being overly controlling with them, but to be aware, okay? We got several of these cards. Okay, we got Virgin, light attributes, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. this is their energy. Okay. They are a very pure spirit, um, very loving, very kind, very compassionate. In fact, I feel like their life may involve a lot of charity work. Um, they may feel like they were born to give. And if they create something in the future, like an artist, because I have poet here, if they're an artist or something like that, they may always donate a portion of their proceeds to a charity or something like that. They're very giving. This is the kind of soul who lets all the people at the holidays who don't have a place to go come into their home. They're very warm, nurturing, and inviting. Once they learn how to allow the right people into their energy, there will be a time of vulnerability where they'll have to learn how to protect that. And there may be some really intensely, you know, dark experiences for them. And those are times for them to learn about the nature of humans, that we can be exceedingly good and exceedingly bad. All right. And I don't like those labels, but that's what we got. So I have poet, light attributes, expresses soul insights into symbolic language. Wow. Yeah. So extremely creative. This is an artist. This is a born artist, whatever their medium is. Poets are artists. Okay. We all create things, but this specifically feels like the heart and soul of an artist. I feel like they have been an artisan, a well-known artisan for some of them, or involved with a well-known artisan in other lifetimes, and they're coming through to share that powerful spark with the world. Okay, for some of them, they have been like an oil painter, like a master in oil painting. Some of them are connected to a past life in Russia with stringed instruments. I'm also seeing Poland as well. I'm seeing Italy and sculpture. I'm seeing Egypt with temple building. I'm seeing someone chiseling hieroglyphics into a wall, into it's not a wall. It's a wall. It's not a temple. It is a tomb. Okay. I'm also feeling and I'm seeing someone sitting in like a Japanese house with a long, like a long brush with a very long, like the handle's long, and then the actual brushes are long, and they are painting as well. I'm seeing also like Mayan temples. Okay, so there's a lot of different energy here. Okay, so, but what I'm saying is that their artistic expression is ancient. Okay, they've done it before. And really, all they're going to need to do to pull that gift through into this timeline is some training and encouragement. Okay, they they need to know that their art expression is just as valuable now as it was then. They may be drawn to like tombs and things like that, to finding out more about ancient people who are in tombs and things like that. That could be a doorway to them allowing that artistic gift to come through in this lifetime. I feel like they were born into your family. For some of you, they were born in it to experience some of the hardship. Okay. Some of the greatest artists have had hardship in their life because it helps them see the world in a different way. It helps them know that the human spirit is very strong and can transcend a lot. So we have King, light attributes, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Okay, so I'm feeling like this energy here will make a great leader. Okay, they have leadership potential. Okay, and I think in a past life, this artistic soul was the head of like a major project, or they were the master artisan and everyone around them supported them, something like that. But I feel like in this life, they have a lot to teach people through their artistic expression, and there's abundance here. There's leadership. They may teach other people how to be artists or artistic skills or something like that. So there's just so much potential here with them. Let's pull some tarot cards. Tell me about group 3. Why did this child choose my family, your family? Why did this child choose your family? For some of you guys, they may be an artisan like chef, okay? That is too many. So I'm going to take, how many is that? Okay, that's quite a few, but I'm going to take them. All right, they just plopped out. So, okay, we have the Nine of Cups here. So the potential here is to be very successful. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay. And I feel like when they really get the training or get to the stage where they're ready to produce things, I think that success will come in aggressively. It may be overwhelming. And we have the Five of Cups here. They may struggle with regret. They may struggle with letting things go. We have the groundhog spirit. So that may be an obstacle. And they may learn to take the more intense, traumatic, bad, if you will, experiences of life and sorry, channel those into their art, into their expression. Wow, we have the Magician here. Yeah. We have the Empress. All right, very healing energy. And we have Justice. All right. So with the Empress and this leader energy, the King energy, and the Nine of Cups, I feel like there is so much potential. They may be very well known. They may become a well-known artist, or it also could be someone who's a well-known philanthropist, someone who does charity. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, you guys. But I feel like they have good karma coming to them because of all they have done. And I feel like for some of the, I keep seeing like Italian and Roman statues. Okay. They may be a sculptor, or there's something about that form of art they may be called to, or it could be that when they see that kind of sculpture, it sparks something within them. So I'm getting like it's important to expose them to like art, museums, culture, and what they're called to. If you have a child who all of a sudden out of the blue is like, I want to go see let's see, what kind of museum? Like we have the museum here of the Americas, and it's about all the indigenous tribes here in Oklahoma and all that stuff. So they may out of the blue like say, hey, I want to go to this museum, or I want to go here, or I want to learn this, or I want to learn that. Encourage that, okay? And also always have like artistic supplies around. They don't have to be expensive. It can be chalk, going outside and drawing with chalk. Always encourage that, because their soul is actively trying to tap into their gifts. All right. They were born, and it's almost like they have a list here. Being born to tapping into my gifts, my intrinsic gifts, the gifts I was born with. That is part of their mission. And the younger that you can get them excited about the gifts they have, the more positive and powerful the outcome. I'm not saying to force them. This is not a forced situation. This soul knows on some level they've come in to express these gifts, and they will actively pursue that in the ways they feel guided to, and they're empathic. Okay, so they will learn to follow their intuitive hits. All right, and that's why they incarnated into your family. That's why they chose your family, is because they know that you guys will support them. You will help them overcome. And it may not be easy. And I don't feel like the soul came in to this realm for an easy time. I feel like some of the roughness, some of the not so pleasant things they might experience will help give them an artistic voice in the world. All right? Okay, group 3, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.